right. Let us know who we got in the Chicago Way today.
Yo, it's Shari B.
Shari B. What's up? What's up? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. A little tired. Was in the studio, late last night, but I'm feeling good.
Late night studio sessions. And where are we at now?
We doing an interview with Chicago Wave. Very.
And we are in the studio.
Oh, we in the studio.
Yes.
We at Ironic Studios with a K.
Okay. It's a quick learner. Oh, gee. Yeah, that's what's up. And the reason why I asked is because now I think it's safe to say that when it comes down to the rappers of this generation, which you are a part of, they are always working. And right now we working. And I'm just glad I could be working with you.
I'm happy to be working with you too. Thank you for having me here.
Of course. And how you feeling overall though before you get started?
I'm feeling good. I'm just getting ready to jump into it. I'm trying to see what you got planned up your sleeve. You said it was a surprise. I want to know what you finna ask me.
And that's what we're all gonna talk about now. Everything I want to ask you. All right, let's get it all cracking. Could have been on DJU, 16 shot him, No Jumper, Corporate Media Cartel, Choices to Speak, Truth Teller, wherever you wanted to be, but you're fucking with the way today, and I appreciate you for that.
For sure.
All right, now let's talk about it. In Chicago, it's a beautiful city to be from. In fact, second voted most beautiful city next to Prague. And in Chicago, it's always South Side, West Side, East Side, and North Side music. As far as you, what side of the city would you say you represent?
I'm on the South Side. I'm from the low end of Chicago. Low end or no end,
Ah, yes, the low end. I think the first artist I ever interviewed was from the low end.
Say one time?
The first artist I ever interviewed was from the low end.
Okay.
And I've interviewed more after that. So it's great to have another low end edition. And there's a lot we can talk about as far as the low end. Before you get into that, let's talk about you real quick. Life in the low end growing up. How would you describe it?
I don't know. The low end I feel like it's a real Chicago, except for probably when you get to like the Wild Hunters. But I feel like that South Side, that like rigorous part of Chicago, that's coming from the low end. So, for me, it was cool for me. A lot of people had their stories depending on how much they was outside, what they was into. I wasn't into much. I don't bang. I don't be in the streets on none of that. So for the low end, for me, it was cool. I don't really have nothing to compare it to. It was all I knew. It was fun. It was always a lot going on outside, and it was pretty much cool. Wasn't really not too much to it. It's always a little violence here and there. Know the difference between them fireworks and them gunshots. But other than that, I wasn't in the mix. I wasn't in no crossfire, so it was cool.
That's what's up. Remind me your age.
I'm 20.
So it's safe to say you were YN, but instead I'm gonna say you're a mature YN because a lot of people.
I am not a YN.
Mature YN.
I'm not a YN. I'm young, but that YN title got some more characteristics tied in with it. So, I'm young, but ain't no YN, YN is something different.
Okay, fine. Well, you are a mature young lady. And I say that because a lot of women who's in the youth and that's the same age as you, they are in the mix. And you made it clear that you're not. And you also made it clear that you be staying focused and away from street shit. And that's a beautiful thing because they be having the youth by the chokehold. And for you to not be a part of that, it's a blessing.
Yeah, I would say, growing up, it was easy for a lot of people around me to like be a product of their environment, but I don't feel like that's in me, and I feel like it got a lot to do with just at home, how I was raised, and I just didn't care for certain stuff. I didn't care to like be around certain people. I didn't care to be in certain activities that I felt wasn't like best for me. So I don't really be in the mix. I don't beef. I don't do the online faking it. Like I just don't care about that type of stuff. So it's not influential to me. So that's how I be out the mix.
All right. So growing up, would you say you've always been taught right from wrong, and you always embraced it?
Yeah, I've definitely always been taught right from wrong. Shout out to my mama. She always make it very clear, like there's a line, like and you don't cross it, and you gotta know right from wrong in whatever situation you in. I just feel like I was always prepared. I feel like I grew up seeing what right and wrong looked like too, so I was able to differentiate the two. And then just growing up with people who was aware of right and wrong too, that led me to the right opposed to wrong, because a lot of people out here doing wrong, they don't even know it's wrong. And I think that's why we have a lot of YNs running around. That's what they was taught, that's what they saw, that's how they grew up, and there was nobody to tell them like, nah, this ain't the way. And I was.
All right, bet. Now, what would you leave a message to the rest of the people that are considered YNs? Because since these are people who isn't really taught right from wrong, you know better, it's probably easier to listen from someone who does and is the same age as them. Because people that's older, they might hear it, but sometimes and when they're out the earth, because it's like, you older than me, so why I gotta listen to you folk? But if it's someone from the same age range, then it'll make more sense.
I would just say like practice a different way of living just so you could see how much better it is. I think, y'all, it's a lot of YNs, they only like they see one way, like I said, and they don't know nothing else. So I think they just need to branch away from that and just realize that certain stuff is not cool. And I feel like I'm the type of person that learns from other people's mistakes. People don't do that enough. If your homie died, or if your homie got homies that's dead and they live in the same way that you live in, that should be enough to tell you like, all right, I need to try something else. This ain't right. But people think, just because it happens to them, it won't happen to me. It's just like, says who? So I just feel like they just need to realize that they need to pay attention to what's going on around them, because you are who you hang around. And some people might think it won't rub off on them, but it does. And the people that it did rub off on, they just stick into that path. And I just feel like they need to just try to do something different so they can see how much better it is for them.
You know what? We ain't gonna say that's a message for the YN. We gonna say this is a message for the youth, because if you're old enough to be classified as one, but you're not identifying one, then why should we even throw that title on them?
Right.
But all right, but now, how was high school life going on for you?
High school was cool. I don't know. I liked high school, but it was a lot of drama in high school for some reason, and it wasn't me. Actually, I don't know what it was. My name was always in stuff, and it's just like, I don't know. Other than everybody talking shit or just something going on, because I was in a real like relationship in high school too, and it was just a lot talked about going on. Everybody was always in our business. Like, we was young, so we would probably tell people what was going on. Shouldn't have been doing that, but it was we just went from most loved to most hated, and it was always our name getting brought up, my name get brought up, and the drama was just bad in high school. It was bad, but other than that, high school was fun. Yeah, it was fun. Other than that,
it all starts in high school.
It really does. It really does. But me, it started in grammar school. But
a word,
yeah.
Oh, all right, man. Well, can't give props for that one. But then as far as grammar school goes, then like you said it started in grammar school. So I'm assuming that's where the music started up at.
Well, yeah, I started rapping in grammar school, but I was more so talking about the bad stuff, like the drama. That was already started.
Wait, drama was going on in grammar school?
Drama was going on in grammar school.
Damn, what did you do?
I wasn't doing nothing. I'm talking about from 6th grade. Like, people was talking about me, and it was just crazy because I was like the little kid that like the upperclassmen like. So it's like the girls in the older class would be mad at me, and that was really where that drama came from. So I guess I was just always that girl.
Let's move on. Let's
That's
move on
where the drama came from. You asked me a question, I'm answering it. But I definitely.
I mean, but this is a situation. This is a situation where it's like you said you were in 6th grade, and then it's like
it's only two more.
Upperclassmen.
I mean, they upperclassmen because 7th, 8th, but that was it. I'm just saying, like, that's where the drama started from. But to the important stuff, I did start rapping in grammar school. I started rapping when I was like 11, 12. And I started rapping when I was like 11, 12, but I think I don't know.
All right, that would be like your 6th grade years then.
Yeah. I think I don't know like really why I started rapping. I just had a love for writing. That's what I did a lot. I was just writing. My mom is an author. I think that's where I got that from. Oh. So I used to write a lot. Go cop that book, by the way. Stacey H, that's her name. That's the author. Go cop her book. But she was a writer, and I was just always good with articulating my words because of her. So my uncle is a rapper. My dad used to be a rapper. And so they was like, you should just try it. And I was just like, okay. So I used to just find beats on YouTube, record myself like on my phone, rapping to the beat. I would always send it to like my granddad, my uncle, and my dad, and my auntie. We had a group chat. And they was family group chat. We had a little family group chat. And it was like, you actually good and you need to keep this up. But my mama, she was kind of the one that was like, you good, but you talking about stuff I don't think you should be talking about. And I was just like, okay. So I just stopped rapping for a little while. And then one of my closest friends actually booked me my first studio session. And so when that was in like junior year of high school. So this is like really fast forward.
All right, on some Baby and Her shit. Go ahead.
And I recorded the song and we recorded it together. And I'm like, this is actually really fun. And so I'm like, I could do this. That first song I recorded was kind of weak, no lie. But I'm like, this is kind of fun. Oh, man. And I could keep doing this. So I've just made it a whole thing. And now I'm a rapper. Well, I'm an entrepreneur, but I'm a rapper.
Oh, yes, you are. Mm-hmm. And shit, it sounds like basically your rap career started with family support. Like, and it sounds like throughout your whole life, you always had this support from your friends and family.
Yeah. And I still really have strong support from my family, so shout out to them. They some of my biggest supporters, and when I make it, they coming with me. If I don't bring nobody else, they coming with me. Because my family, a lot of people don't have that. And they don't have a lot of people believe it in like a dream. They make it clear to me, it's a possibility that, things can happen, things cannot happen, but they're always supportive. So shout out to them.
All right. And from what I've interviewed, from who I interviewed, it really isn't a lot of people that does have a support system like how you do. So you are one of the blessed ones. I can say that for sure. All right. Now, since we're pretty much done with this topic anyway, any final remarks about growing up or the school you went to?
Now, shout out to my teachers too. I had a lot of teachers who I didn't really do work in school because I didn't like school. Everything that I did do though, A's, B's, because school wasn't hard. I just didn't like going. I didn't like doing work. I didn't like sitting in class for 8 hours. I thought some of the stuff they was teaching was unnecessary for me. And
it was like that for me too.
Yeah. And I think a lot of my teachers, most of my teachers understood that I was just on a different path. Like I already told all of them, I'm not going to college. Please don't make me apply. Wow. I had to graduate, but they just knew what it was. I applied to some college cosmetology schools.
Yeah, okay. Side note, how the hell was you able to do that? Because they made me had to apply to graduate.
No, yeah, they did. They made me have to, but I told them I really don't want to because I'm not gonna go. But they you gotta apply to at least 3 or get accepted by 1 or something like that. So I'm like, okay, I'll do cosmetology, and I got accepted to him, but I didn't go yet. I'm thinking about going this year, but I didn't go.
Okay, so at first you wasn't going to go to college. Now you thinking you.
I was never going to go to a 4-year college. I was always going to go to a school specifically what I wanted to do. So I probably would go to business school, No, I would go to business school, or I would take classes, or I would go to cosmetology school. I didn't never want to go to a 4-year school because I feel like if I was going for something specific, I shouldn't have these extracurricular classes that I was not going to do nothing with, and then spend thousands of dollars on them, knowing I wasn't going to do nothing with this. So, but yeah, those teachers, they knew like kind of like I was on a different path, and they kind of was giving me grades. I ain't gonna lie, they was giving me grades. I'm like, I'm not doing this work. Can y'all don't want to see me next year, right? And they was just like, okay, they'll put grades in for me. I swear all my teachers love me like that. And I really want to do work. And but shout out to them, and shout out to one teacher in specific, because I'm gonna show him this, Mrs. Speller. He just knew I was destined to be just something else. And you know, he would always tell me like, you know, you got it. And yeah, I just love them teachers. So shout out to Kenwood teachers, except for
Kenwood, we need to have a talk.
Nah, they some great teachers though, for real.
No, I know they are.
Yeah.
I done been there too, but it's like y'all, they did not do this for me.
You just gotta get in for real, bro. And all my teachers like me just from, again, grammar school. My teacher just liked me because they knew I was a smart student. You know that one kid teacher's not supposed to like because they don't do no work, but they just, I don't know, they just favor them over everybody else.
I ain't never heard no shit like that. They always favor me because I did the work.
Nah, they had to favor you because you did the work. But it was always one kid that just was either actually bad or didn't do nothing in class that they personality made the teacher really like them. And I was that one kid. See, it's always that one kid.
Man, I should have been that one kid. Y'all got me fucked up. But but
the work I did do was quality, so they know I wasn't just dumb. So they wouldn't give me no free pass. They was like, "I'll give you a grade for this if you do this instead of that." I'd be like, "Okay."
All right, man. Salute to them, man. All right, man. All right, now moving on for real. Now, you rapping and everything. It's in like since 10 and 11, 6th grade. You said your first song was weak. So, how long have you seriously been rapping?
Chicago Wave, what's your message to the youth?
There's a million things I could say to them, but if there's one thing that they need to know that I feel like they should know, I'm here for them.